Alrighty guys, welcome back to another one. Today we're going to shoot these Federal 10 gauge 18 pellet double aught buck loads, 1100 FPS, obviously 3.5 inch, copper plated nonetheless. So for these we're going to do 5 separate videos because these are kind of expensive. We'll test out different chokes and maybe a different gun, but for this one here we're starting out with my H&R 10 gauge single shot with its 23-inch turkey barrel and the stock full chokes that come with the Browning BPS. I believe it's a 745 diameter. We have a 720 for it too. We have some Kicks GTs and 695, 685, Indian Creek 690, big long 36-inch barrel with a extra full 720 choke in it, fixed obviously. So we got multiple different tins and chokes and stuff to try these out with. We might even do cylinder bore, who knows? Maybe someone wants to use these for home defense. That would be kind of nasty. It'd get the job done though, wouldn't it? So we might try these out at cylinder bore, but this being 10 gauge, it's more of a hunting shell, not home defense. So that cylinder bore test is a big maybe. But 42 yards over a chrono, there is the gun right there. Notice the tiny pencil thin barrel. That's how you know it's a 10 gauge. That's obviously a 410. But anyway, yeah, 42 yards. Just waiting on Josh to get back down here, and we'll pattern one of these for you. Let's play count the vehicles. We got 1, 2, 3. Red truck's up there, hard to see. 4 Mustang. 5, 6, 7, 8. There is a red Kia way back there, and there is a Marquee in Josh's other field. So quite a few vehicles. They all run too. That one there needs a little bit, more than a little bit of work, but it still does run if you really want it to. That one just needs a temp sensor, I think it was, and a battery. Works just fine. No muffler, which is fun. Forgot to show the shell. Looks pretty neat. There's Josh with the gun. Alright guys, we're going to shoot this thing now. 23-inch barrel. It has its full choke in it, plain full, flush mount. Stock choke from a Browning BPS once again, but here we go. First time ever shooting one of these. It's 2 ounce. It's 1.95 ounces of lead at 1100 FPS. So there ain't going to be much recoil. 1089. That's actually pretty close to that 1100 out of a short barrel. Oh, looks just fine, as you would expect. Those are probably nice and low pressure.
It had a nice even report of the pellets on the paper anyways. It wasn't like all dispersed. It was like whack. If that makes any sense, instead of like ta-ta-ta-ta. I don't know how to explain it. It's something you notice. But that's fairly uniform pattern anyways.
I didn't hear a word you just said. I just crushed my finger.
I was noting how it sounded like all the pellets hit the paper at once. It wasn't like all erratic sounding or anything.
Like that's kind of, you know.
Let's walk down here and see. Any thoughts, friend, as we go down?
Yeah, my finger hurts. I pulled that gun out of the sled and I crushed it, my ring finger in my right hand with the stock against the lead sled.
What'd you learn?
Nothing.
You'll do it again then.
You want to see me do it again? No, I freaking ripped half of my pinky toenail off on my right foot last night on one of my wife's shoes, and I just crushed the crap out of my finger. I cut myself on that lead plate earlier. That's a terrible pattern, guys.
That is
That is terrible. We got one.
That's a 4 foot by 4 foot, a 4 foot by 4 foot board.
Yeah, no, it's bigger than that. Is it? No, I don't think it is. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Did I count these two? I think I did, right?
Yeah.
We got 13 of 18 on there, which is, it's not very good.
High on the cardboard?
Yeah, it's like right here.
All right, now come up to the wood and over a little bit.
Right there, yep, that's a new hole.
Now come over now to the...
I see one right there.
There's a nick going out of it.
That's 15. 16, that's a new hole. There's 16.
It's like the red sign on the board.
17 right there.
18's where that piece of white tape over here is flapping.
There it is, right there. This is a brand new board. It has only been hit by birdshot, besides this, large hole right there. Those are all fresh hits, guys. That pattern is just, let's see, it starts right here. Actually, it starts right here. Goes up all the way over to here. That is huge. But that's 17, all 18 pellets accounted for. That is just a horrible pattern. We might need like the Kick 685 to get these to pattern good.
Yeah.
Because they're using 31.5 cal, which is really small for a 10 gauge. They're stacked by fours. I think the 685 might be what these need, guys. That is not a good start for these. Bring the camera up close and show the holes. That is the worst 10 gauge pattern we've ever got. Usually we're used to seeing 10 gauge patterns no bigger than like 15 inches.
It's the size of the screen, guys.
It's huge.
Anyways. Well, sir.
Not even worth counting.
No.
So far, I don't like these. I like hang loads a lot better.
I've always liked hang loads.
That is the first factory 10 gauge buckshot. No, it ain't. We've shot Winchester 54 pellet number 4 buck.
Yeah.
Not on camera though. But yeah, that's only the second factory 10 gauge buckshot load we've ever shot. I'm not impressed. The pellets are way undersized. They're not 33 cal like they should be. It's 315. It's not a 2 1/4 ounce payload like it says it is. It's 2.08 with the buffer, 1.95 ounces of lead without it. They're stacked by fours with 2 on top for, 18. It's just an uneven stack. There's so much buffer in the hull. They're also using it as filler to build up stack height. It's just not done good in my opinion. We've done it a lot better.
A very just thrown together load.
I wouldn't call it throwed together. It's just they put a plastic gas over the powder, a felt wad, and just dumped 18 pellets in. There are 4 layers of 4. They're stacked by 4s, and then there's 2 on top just kind of floating around.
Why not just make it 20?
That's what I said in the breakdown video. Why not make this 20, guys? Stick 2 more pellets in there. It's a little bit over 2 1/8 ounces that way. You're closer to the 2 1/4. You already advertise it as a 2 1/4. Why not make it 2 1/4? Add the
It'd
2
be
extra.
2 1/4 probably with the buffer then.
Yeah, just throw in 2 extra pellets. Make it a 20 pellet.
2 an extra pellet and call it 2 1/4 buffered.
You know how much of a marketing hype that would be? A 20 pellet factory load of double-aught buck, even though it's not double-aught. I guarantee you people would buy that just because this is 20 pellets of double-aught buck.
Right.
I don't know. That's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm stupid.
I'll tell you what, sir. You load one. 20 pellet.
I already have. Not 20 pellet, 18, but...
You load one, 20 pellet. And we'll see how it does. I'll see you next Saturday.
Okay. Actually, you'll see me later today, but...
You know what I mean, though.
Oh, wait. Hold on. One more thing. Is that still rolling? Where'd it go?
I don't know.
Come on. I just kicked it. Where'd it go?
Oh, you just kicked it?
It was an SP10 wad. There it is. Okay, guys. Federal and Remington are under the same parent company. Federal can just stick the SP10 wad in their buckshot, the 10 gauge buckshot, and have a much better pattern. Stack them by 3s, use a wad. Come on, guys.
I'll tell you what, folks. Save your money and listen to him. Or anybody else you trust as far as that matter goes. And at the end of the day, this is all just opinions.
Yeah.
You gotta have your own experience.
I mean, I still like it. It's 10 gauge buckshot. I love it, but...
Right. What I'm saying is go out, this is all just, starting points. You gotta live your own life, have your own experiences. This worked well for us, so to speak, or it might not work well. Results vary.
I've seen people get good patterns out of these. We just didn't with that choke, and...
That's what I'm saying, results vary.
Right. And Federal is my favorite manufacturer for ammo. So if anybody at Federal's watching, I say all that out of, a suggestion maybe.
Love for the company, wanting to see good.
But I do think these are not very good for what they are. I think it could be done a whole lot better. That's just my opinion. I'm sure they know more than me. we will continue testing these. Next, I believe we're going to do the 36-inch barrel, 720, tighter than this 745. And I think that gun might actually do pretty dang well. I've seen Scott take his 32-inch barrel Marlin Goose Gun 10 gauge and shoot these. He had several hits at 100 yards, so
That's pretty good.
yeah. And again, the gun's got a tighter choke. I'm pretty sure the Marlins are around 722. They're bolt action 10 gauge, mag fed. But I guess that's all I've got to say about this one, guys. We'll do more of these in the future, obviously, but please like and subscribe. We always appreciate that. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section below. Other than that,
Cue outro.
nothing, no jokes.
No.